Good evening, one and all. Rob with you this evening. We've got bowling coming on in just a few minutes with you guys. So if you stay tuned, you will be here for the bowling firsthand. I got to find my little green die here. If I can find it, I'll be in business. While I'm looking for that, also few items going on. The Phillies, obviously, they dismissed Joe Girardi. I actually told Keith while he was here, before he left, he was going to get fired while he was still here, and he just got fired a couple days later than that. My opinion is Rob Thompson will probably finish out this season, and depending on how he does, he may get to keep a job. Chances are they'll go a different direction, but who knows? I mean, he's not a big name, no, but do you need a big name if you're winning? I don't think so. So, here's my green die. So we'll see what happens there. Darius Montre mentioned to me a little while ago, Edmonton Oilers hosting Game 4 tonight with the Avalanche. I think it's over. I think they've ripped the heart out of the Oilers. Oilers are done. In the other series, that's what's interesting. I think Game 4 is going to be very, very interesting. The Rangers played very, very well. What's up, Philip? Yes, indeed. Philip Reynolds did a couple of videos today himself. I think that could be a little more interesting. We know how dangerous the Lightning are, but the Rangers have kept up with them step for step this whole series, except right there in the third period of Game 3. If they win Game 4 and get to go back home to New York, I mean, they have a legit chance of winning this series. The Rangers are not. I mean, people are still putting them as underdogs against this Lightning team, and I don't see it right now. I think they are legit. We'll see what happens there, and we'll go from there. But could be very, very, very interesting. The Lightning are definitely hoping. At this point, it has to go 5. And the Lightning are hoping for 6 or 7, but if it only goes 5, the Lightning are in trouble. Our broadcast last week, if you missed it, let's update you guys, okay? This is the results after week 1, okay? And then you're looking down at the bottom, then they're like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How am I doing that? Okay, the worst bowling round. Okay, the worst match bowl last week was Parker Bone in the first round, and you just go by first round scores. You don't go by second round scores. And Parker Bone in the first round bowled in 188. Okay, that's why he gets no points. The next worst was 209 by Walter Ray Williams, and that's the reason he gets 1 point. The next worst that did not win was a 228 by Jason Belmonte. He gets 2 points for that. And then Mark Roth, he bowled a 234 and still lost. I mean, he would have won almost every match with a 234, but he was able to scrape up 3 points. So the winner last week was Earl Anthony. The other guy in the championship match, Pete Weber, got 7 points. And then the two that lost in the semifinals, Barnes and Duke. Duke got a 215. Let's see. Hold on. Duke. No, I got to switch that around. It's not Barnes and then Duke. It's Duke. It's Duke and then Barnes. So I'm gonna have to switch that. All right, let's see if I can fix that. So it's Duke with those points, 5. Barnes will get the 4. I'll double check it before. I'm glad before we really get going good. All right. Now let's double check that. Let's see. Barnes, I put 5 there for him, but it shouldn't have been. Weber shot a 2. Let's see. Duke shot a 215 in the semifinals, while Barnes shot a 214. So let me switch that on my score pad as well. While we got the folks coming in the door. Good evening, everyone from Northeast Ohio Public Transportation. It is Tim Tribe Fan. So Norm Duke ended up with semifinal, the best score of the losing bracket. So that was Norm Duke's 5 points. And Chris Barnes only gets 4 points. All right. Now we're right. So tonight, if you keep score with me, okay, and all you got to do is write down the scores after each match, okay, you'll be able to know whoever's got the lowest score after round 1, after the first round tonight of the 8 bowlers will not score a point. What did you think of Iron Man Cody Rhodes last night, Tim? Yeah, interesting. I heard he's injured now. He is out of action. That's what I'm hearing. All right. We're ready. We're just about ready. Okay. First off, I've got a new alley cam for you guys. And I hope this will work much, much better. All right. Let's do a test. 6 months. Yeah, torn pec. Yep. Okay. We're going to do a test here. Let me take this off. Let me take this banner off. Okay. All right. I can let this run. In just a minute, I'll let the bottom side run. But you guys tell me if you can see this well. Okay. This is what I want. Okay. Let's see. Can you see that roll well? All right. We'll see if anybody can tell what's going on there. Because some of the lights, it looks like to me, kind of hurts what I got going on here. I can see it perfectly, Rob, says Darius. All right. Can you tell her what the 20 is? Now, if it's better without the light, let me know. I know this light hurts it. See, that hurts it. But I think that's better right there. So if you can tell me what the 20 side is first, then the 6-sided die, we'll do like 3 test rolls. If you can tell, then we'll keep it that way. I won't monkey with it at all. First, the 20-sided die. That's this one. Can you tell me what that number is? And then obviously this one right here, it looks pretty clear to me, but that one may not be. So if somebody can send me some messages, we will resume play. We will get play going in here in just a moment. Roughly 6:30, we get going bowling, and we know it takes about an hour, a half, something like that. We should be done by 8 o'clock. All right. Can anybody see what these numbers are? If you can, text them to me real quick. Send me the comments in the comments here. Okay, please. All right. And if we can get like 2 or 3 test rolls, then we'll get to play it. That's what we'll do. Not sure. I might be able to get the dice just a little bit better situated there. So, yeah. If you can, like I say, folks, if you can tell me what that is, look at the numbers and tell me, then then I know you guys know what the scoring is too as well. And then you can keep up with your favorite bowler that way. All right. All right. I'll write the numbers down here. You can tell me what the first one is. The higher dice is a little out, a little blurry. The D20 is fuzzy. It is a little. It's a 5, though. Yeah. Now, I don't know if it'd be better with white dice. Let's try a white D20. Nah. That's definitely. Let's see. Hold on. Let's try this in. Whoa. Let's do this. Let's try this without the light. Now we may see something there. 18 and 2. Okay. Let's try it again. 4 and 4. I think this is better without the light. Whoa. I gotta get this thing. I gotta get this situated just right. It's better now. I agree. All right, let's see if I can get it set just right. 12 and 3. Philip says no better. That's 9 and 3. 17 and 5. See if you guys, just hoping you guys be able to see it. That's the main thing. You know? I know that the camera itself is not the best camera. So depending on the camera to be the best is not going to probably work the best anyway. All right. Here we go. So let's get this going around here like that. Let's try that. Whoops. Let's try that. We can't see all the way to the end there. We'd like to. Now we can. That's a 20 and a 2. All right. Dwayne Martz. All right. We're going to do one final test roll for everybody. Give it your best guess, folks, as to what roll this is. Okay? Give it your best guess real quick. We'll go from there. Okay? Let me get a sip of water. Okay. All right. I'll have to watch your videos, Philip. Yep. What you up to? What you up to? All right. All right. Tim, Philip, Dwayne, and Darius are all here with us this evening. Yeah, if you can let me know what 3 and a 14 is a little blurry. Yep, you are right. 3 and a 14. That's correct. All right. So if you'd like to keep up scores, these are the bowlers we're going to have bringing out tonight. We are, this is tonight's first round matches, and this is the results after week 1. Earl Anthony was the winner last week. He wins 10 points toward the title. Only 10 events, as you know. Pete Weber lost the championship match, and he was with 7 points. The 2 losers in the semifinals were Duke and Barnes. Duke scored better than Barnes. The 4 losers in the first round last week, Roth had the best scores, then Belmonte, then Williams, and then Parker Bone III gets nothing for last week. So Parker Bone III was shut out last week. And for that reason, and that reason alone, he is sitting at 0 points after week 1. But this, I don't think that little bit right there is going to hurt us if we leave those leave that out there. Tonight's first round match, obviously Parker Bone is the number 1 seed this week against Norm Duke. And do notice our points leader, or the champion after last week, Earl Anthony, will bowl this last game in the first round against Walter Ray Williams Jr. All right, let's go back to comments. I think we're ready to roll. If you'd like to keep up with how well either one of the bowlers do, Parker Bone, if it's a number 1, if it's not a number 1, it's not a 6, anything 2 to 5, he needs a 13 or lower. 13 or lower for Parker Bone. And the same for Norm Duke. So both of them need 13s or lower if they want to bowl a strike, unless it's a 6, and then 6 is dangerous. We're ready to go to the first frame, and I think we'll send the action over to me. Here we go. All right. Here we go, guys. Good luck to everybody, and I hope whoever you like to win will win tonight for you. Parker Bone, Norm Duke. Here we go. First frame of the first match of the evening. It's a 14 and a 6 for Parker Bone. That is only 7 pins. That's a 7 minus. Okay. So let's see what he can do here. That's a 1 and a 2. And that all day long is a spare. So let me flip the light on back the other way. I just need a little bit of light glaring from me just a little bit so I can see what's going on. Norm Duke now. Norm Duke. Dwayne says Earl back to back. Well, let's see what happens. Norm Duke now. That's a 8 and a 5. 8 and a 5, and that's a strike all night long for Norm Duke. Norm Duke gets a strike, and I have to find me a piece of paper to write on here. So I don't have it nice, just a desktops. So let's see. There's 1 that I just dropped, and there's 2 that I just dropped. All right. You can see the host is getting a little antsy here. Go Roth, says Philip. All right, well, Roth will be in the second match, so we'll see what happens there. Norm Duke off a strike. Now it's Norm Duke's shot here in the second frame. A 1 and a 4 all night long. If 1 is great, strike, Norm Duke. Parker Bone, the third. 13 with a 6, and that once again is only 7 pins. That is not what you want. That is not what you want. 8 and a 5. That will be a spare, but not what he wanted there. Parker Bone now. We'll go to third frame. 11 and a 1. Strike. Strike for Parker Bone the third. Norm Duke now coming off a double. He's got 2 strikes. Now he's got 3. 3 strikes, Norm Duke. Going to the fourth frame. Fourth frame. Here we go. 16 and a 3. 9 pins for Duke. No perfect game there. 9 and a 7, and that is a spare. That is a spare. 29. There goes 59. And that's 20 more. It'll be 37. All right. Parker Bone, the third. Let's go to him now. a 17 and a 2. That's 9 pins. Not what he wanted. 7 and a 2 will be a spare. And that will be 57 for him. And he is now 22 pins back. Parker Bone now. See what he can do. 8 and a 5. That's a strike. That is a strike. And now Norm Duke will step up. Norm Duke. 2 and 2. Strike. Norm Duke. once again, he's 22 pins up through 4 frames. We're going to the 6th, though. 4 with a 5. You couldn't see the 5. It doesn't matter. 4 all the way across the board is a strike. Parker Bone. Oh, I'm sorry. No. 4 and 5. Yeah, 4 and 5 for Norm Duke is a strike. Yep. Parker Bone the 3rd. 6 and 3. Uh-oh, that's only 8 pins. Only 8. 16. Hey, he does get to spare, but barely. All right. Parker Bone now. What's up, Huss? What's going on? First round, first match. 18 and 1. Yes, that's a strike for Parker Bone the 3rd. And he's sitting through 6 frames, 107. Norm Duke is in great shape, coming off a double here. 7 and 4. That's a strike. And he's spreading the lead now. Norm Duke strike here would really put him in trouble. 7 and 5. 7 and 5 strike. And he now has a 52-pin lead through 6 frames. Parker Bone now goes to the 8th. 9 and 4. That's a strike. Parker Bone's been striking almost as much. Norm Duke has a 7 out of 8 strikes, though. 7 out of 8 frames. Parker Bone there in the 9th. 1 with a 6, it's a strike. So the only way he can come back is if he keeps striking and hopes Duke now has an open frame. He's going to the 9th frame. Me and Darla are doing great. We're doing great. 4 with a 6, only 9 pins. Only 9. 29 to that is 188. 51 pin lead. Wow, it's just about over. This is just about over, and that spare is good. Let's go to the 10th frame from Norm Duke. Parker Bone the 3rd. Number 1 coming into this week for tonight, but he's not looking good here. That's a 19, but with a 1, Norm Duke says, I'll take a strike. He takes a strike, all right. All right. 228. And now let's see what's going to happen here. 14 with a 2 is only 9. And let's see if he can get the spare. 8 and 1 is a spare. He shoots a 248. 248 for Norm Duke. I don't even think Parker Bone, if he strikes out, can get that. 12 with a 5. He does get a strike. We'll see if he can do that well. 167. But I don't think he can. No. I don't see it there. 10 with a 6. That's only 7 pins. 7. 97, 194. And best he can do is, looks like 214 if he can get a strike. And he gets a strike. 214 for Parker Bone. And Norm Duke will move on to the 2nd round after this first round beatdown of Parker Bone III. All right. We've got the 2nd round. We got the 2nd match coming up. It's Chris Barnes against Mark Roth. I saw somebody likes Mark Roth. Who is it? Let's see. Let's back it up. Go Roth. Philip Reynolds. Mark Roth. All right. I'm pulling for a win, he says. All right. Huss says he loves the Jabroni Network. Oh, great deal. Oh, yeah. Only on the Jabroni Network will you get Monday Night Bowling for, we're going to try to do it 10 weeks straight. If we don't, we'll try to let you guys know it. If we're not going to have, if we're going to take a weekend off, or take a Monday off, or we'll reschedule. Chris Barnes, Mark Roth. All right. Roth has some love. Barnes doesn't. Let's see what's going to happen. Barnes is going to go and bowl first. 9 with a 2. That's a strike. For you Barnes fans, a 13 and up to a 5 is good. 1s are good all the way through to 18 only. So a 19 and a 20 with a 1 is not any good. What's up, Michael Peterson? Mark Roth fans, if he rolls 19, and as long as he gets a 1 on this dice, up to 19, it's a strike. Otherwise, 12 and up to 5 is a strike. So, a 13, 14, 15, Mark Roth has to get a 1. But a 12 is a good chance for a strike. 6s are totally different. They are not good. Mark Roth will go now. First frame. I got pop-ups in my way here. Get rid of some pop-ups. Let me get rid of some pop-ups. Let's get rid of some pop-ups. And when I get email, it really sucks. All right, here we go. You know what? I just can't see your comments for a couple minutes. All right. All right, here we go. So I can't see the comments right now. All right, here we go. Mark Roth, Chris Barnes coming off a strike, but here's Roth. Mark Roth at 11 with a 3. That's a strike. Mark Roth. All right, here we go again. Mark Roth. 11 and a 2, strike for Roth. And let's go back to Barnes. Barnes now coming off a strike in the first. 10 and 2, yes, strike. All God's children have strikes so far. Barnes now coming to the third frame already. 17 and 2. And that's only going to be 8 pins for Chris Barnes. So no strike here. 17 and 2, that's 8. And he's going to try 11 and a 5. That is a spare. That is a spare. And now Roth now sees the opening. Third frame. 17 with a 4. That's only 8 pins. And if he can get his spare, we're going to be tied with 48 through 2 frames. And we are tied. 48 pins through 2 frames. Mark Roth now. See what he can do here in the fourth frame. 3 with a 1. That's a strike all day long. And he has 68 through 3. Chris Barnes now. See what he can do. 20 with a 6. Uh-oh, folks. If you've got the bowling game, you want to pull out the U-chart. The U-chart could make Chris Barnes maybe the best bowler in the world, or perhaps the sloppiest bowler in the world. Let's take the black die out. We're going to have the green die. That's our 10 side. That's going to be our 10s. This is going to be our 1s. For instance, that's a 16. That is a 52. Let's do what we're going to do here. Rare event. And this is all for Chris Barnes. Here we go. It's a 55. Bowler loses his rhythm. We're going to be in the question mark column on his next how many rolls. Uh-oh. If you're a Chris Barnes fan, for his next 5 rolls. Uh-oh. So we have to keep up with his next 5 rolls. He's going to be in the question mark column, and that is not good. That is not good, folks. So guess what? I don't have to roll this now. I don't. He's in the question mark column. So he better hope for a 1 or a 2 on his 20 side, or he's in some serious poop. Chris Barnes, here we go. It's a 14. Question column, it's a 7. And that's going to be a 7 minus for him. So he better roll. Anything but a 20, he'll be fine. That's a 5. He has rolled 2 of his rolls. So now he still has 3 more rolls like that. Ugh. So, that's right. He's going to the next frame. So he's going to start this one off. 5. And that's only 9 pins. How about that? Let's see, first off, we got 17 with 48 would be 65. And then 19 to that would be 84. Okay. Let's see what he can do here. This will be 2 rolls left, so it'll be only 1 after this one. That was 9 pins. 6 will be fine. That'll be fine there. So we go to Mark Roth now. Don't let me forget it. Chris Barnes has 1 more. He has 1 more when we get to the next frame. His final shot with the question mark. But he got through that about as well as he could. Mark Roth now. 9 with a 5. Guess what? He only gets 8 pins. Nothing to brag home about. Let's see if he can get to anything but a 20 and a 6. He'll be fine. 20 and a 4. Wow. That's a spare. 88. 4 pin difference is all it is now. Going to the 6th frame for Roth. A 19 with a 6. It's going to be a Y result. A Y result. So let's see what's going to happen here. We get the green die again and roll it. 31. He only gets 6 pins. Mark Roth is the one looking like he's not doing so well. And what type of spare man? He's a triple spare man in the 6 minus category. 6 minus will be a 2 and a 5. And he is fine. He gets his spare. 16 to that will be 104 through 5. Chris Barnes now. His last frame with a question mark. He needs a low number. 18, that is not good. That's going to be a Y result. Y result for Chris Barnes. A 54 is not good, I wouldn't think. No, it's only 5. 5 minus there. 5 minus, guys. And he is a AAA spare man, so he does get 5 pins there. But now he is 5 pins behind, and he is back to having all his dice. So here we go. 5 and a minus, 5 and 1. That will be a spare. So he picked it up. Now Barnes goes to the 6th frame. What's up, Best? All right. Bye-bye. There we go. So Chris Barnes now. 18 and 3. That'll only be 8 pins. That will only be 8. We'll make it 117 there through 6. And let's see what is 7 with a 6 and 8. That's fine. That will be a mark. And now, speaking of Mark, here comes Mark Roth back. It was the last time he didn't get to use that dice. Remember, it was a question mark. Yep. We've used his last question mark. Yep. Mark Roth now. 3 and a 2. Boom. You didn't see the 3 right there, maybe, but it's a 3. Strike. And now it is a 7-pin lead for Mark Roth. See what he can do here. Oh, a 20 and a 4. That's only 7. Wow. 7 on a plus, and let's see what he can do here. 4 and 2. That'll be a spare, and that will open the door for Chris Barnes. Can Chris Barnes now get a strike? He needs it here, that's for sure. 9 and 2. Boom. Strike City. Once again, 7-pin lead for Roth, but Barnes is coming off a strike. Barnes going to the 9th frame. 17 and 3. Oh, it's only 8. That's only 8. That's going to hurt Barnes. 8. 19 and 1. Yeah, still got it. And that is 157 through 8. Roth has to pick up all 10 here in the 9th, and then we'll see what the 11th frame shows for him. 17 with a 1. The 1 will work. And that is a boom. 164. 7-pin lead, and now Mark Roth, he goes to the 10th frame. Definitely could use a strike here. 16 with 4. He only gets 9. He only gets 9. It's a close match. 15 and 4. That's a spare. And that is 184 now. Now, can he get a strike to end it on? This is really close match. 16 with a 3. No. He left the door open. He left the door open. I think he did. Anyway, let's see. 19. Let's see. Yep. 19 more to that. It's 203. 203 for Roth. And can Barnes catch him? Double will be 177. If he strikes out, he wins. If Barnes strikes out here, he can win. 9 with a 1 strike. And that is 177 right there through 9 frames. But now, this is a big, big shot here. He needs a strike. Must strike. 9 with a 6. It's 8. 8 pins, folks. It's 8 pins, and he will not move on. 18 and 3. That is a spare. But he only gets 197, and he loses this match by 6 pins. Mark Roth, 203, will move on to the semifinal match. All right. Now, let's see. Where am I putting my guys after they bowl? Maybe I'm putting them back there. Yeah, I am. Belmonte and Weber now. Jason Belmonte and Pete Weber. First 2 matches of the night. The number 1 loses to number 8, and number 4 loses to number 5. That's what's happened so far. So Barnes is in trouble big time. He could end up losing. Not getting any points this week. That could be Barnes, and we'll show you the scores so far after one event. Barnes has 4 points. He's not going to get that many this week. If you lose in the first round, the most you can get is 3 points, but you could get nothing. And with a 214, Parker Bone is at least assured of 1 point tonight because he's ahead of Chris Barnes there. All right, let's go to the third match here. Jason Belmonte. Jason Belmonte. Let's see if I might be able to cut this light off, make it better. Yeah, a little bit better. All right. Belmonte, number 3 against against Pete Weber. Pete Weber. Pick a winner here, folks. Belmonte, number 3, coming into this week. Rob, did you play for the ranking this week, or was it just random? It was random roll. Random roll. I did not. So that's what happened. I random rolled them, and I ended up getting this great number 7, a 2-7 match. Williams Jr. and Anthony. That should be a knockdown drag out next match here in the first round. We'll see. Belmonte, Weber. You guys tell me. You want to go with the old guy, Weber, or you want to go with the new kid on the block, Belmonte? Here we go. Jason Belmonte will start off. Let's see what happens. That's a 14 with a 1. Anything with a 1 except 20 is a strike for Belmonte. Weber, with a 1, even a 20 is good. And 13 with up to a 5 for both of these guys. Okay? So you don't want over a 13, and it's probably going to be spare time. Pete Weber. Pete Weber. 1 and a 5. Boom. All night long. All righty. Let's see what happens here now. Pete Weber again. Second frame. 9 and 3. And boom. Strike again. Jason Belmonte now. Jason Belmonte steps up off of a strike in the first. And that's a 16 with a 6, and that is not going to be good. That's going to be a Y result. Y result. All right. So that's not very good. 42 will be a 5. And on a 5+ chart, and he is he's only a AA spare guy. AA spare guy. Ooh, a 20 with a 4. Minus. And he only gets 2. Open frame. Jason Belmonte. Wow. Open frame. Something you ill afford to do there. All right. Belmonte goes to the third frame looking for a strike. And he gets it. Strike. Belmonte. And he's at 37 pins only through two frames. Not great. Pete Weber now. Let's see what he can do here. Third frame. 10 and 2. Strike. Pete Weber. And he's got a good healthy pin margin here. And going to the fourth frame. Let's see what happens. 8 with a 1. Strike. Strike. Pete Weber. 23 pin lead over Belmonte through 2. We go to Belmonte's fourth frame. Oh, a 15 with a 6. That's only 7. Wow. Belmonte's in trouble. 7 on a minus here. Ooh, not good. 11 with a 6. He only gets 1. Another open frame. Wow. Wow. That is not good. 2 open frames for Belmonte. And we go into the fifth frame. 16 with a 4. That's 8. It's 8+, but still. It's an 8. And that'll be a spare. But he is in some serious dire straits now. 73 pins through 4, while Weber has 60 through 2. Weber now goes to the fifth frame. 7 and 1. Strike. Strike. Huge lead here for Pete Weber. 35 pin lead through 3. If he strikes here, it's almost over. 1 and 3. Strike. How about 6 strikes to come out, folks? 47 pin lead for Pete Weber through 4. Let's go to the sixth frame. Belmonte has to strike out virtually in order to even have a chance. And he didn't. 18 and a 4. It'll be 8 pins. 8 pins. that'll be 91. So 8. 9 and a 4. That'll be a spare. But he is in some serious trouble. Belmonte going to the 7th. 8 and a 2. That's a strike. That's a strike. And Pete Weber, right here, a couple more strikes puts us away. How about a 7? Can you get 7 in a row here? 14 with a 2. 9 pins. 9 pins. He then went 6 frames. 12 with a 5. That'll be a spare. But boy, oh boy. How about, let's see. $58 pin lead right now. And let's see, we got to put 20 to that. No, it's more than that. Yeah, 58 pin lead. 58 pin lead. And Pete Weber's going to the 2nd frame. I mean, to the 8th frame. 10 with a 6. Oh, it's an 8. He could ill afford to screw up now. 187 there. And now, let's see what he's going to do. And spare. Belmonte is pretty much out of this match. Jason Belmonte, 19 and a 1. That'll be a strike, though. That will be a strike. 9th frame coming up for Jason Belmonte. 19 with a 6 will be a Y result. Wow. This match is out of here. 65. How about a Z result? 24. 4. Oh, boy. 4 plus. Ugh. He only got 4 pins there. 135. He is in trouble. He's 52 pins down. 4 plus. All right. All right. There's 4 plus. Belmonte is a 2. Double A rather. 11 and 1. And that is a picked up. He did pick a spare up. And Belmonte's in some serious trouble. Pete Weber, 9th frame, 17 and 1, a strike. 52 pin lead. And going to the 10th frame. It's over. We just have to figure out the scores here. 20 with a 2. And that will be a 7 there for Weber. 15 and 1 will be a spare. So now Weber would love to get in the house here. Really, he doesn't have to worry about his score too much. 17 and 4. That's 8. He really doesn't have to worry about his score here. 245. He's going to make it to the next round. Belmonte now. 10th frame, strike. 175. Best he can do is 205. He has to strike out there. He does get another strike. And let's see what he's going to do here. 16 and 3, be 8. Be 203. So 203 right now will be worth a point to Belmonte, we know, because he did beat Barnes. Barnes is in trouble of not scoring this week. And now to the final first round matchup. The one I think everybody's been waiting for. Walter Ray Williams Jr. and Earl Anthony. This could be good. And Mark Roth and Norm Duke won. Barnes and Bone are out, as well as Belmonte. All right, they are eliminated. These three moved on. Okay. Walter Ray Williams Jr., not a slouch. I don't care what anyone says. He didn't play well last week. And after 1 week of play, let's show you guys. Walter Ray Williams only scored 1 point last week, and Earl Anthony 10. If Walter Ray Williams Jr. can beat Earl Anthony here, Earl Anthony scores no more than 3. If it happens the other way, Williams Jr. scores no more than 3, and Earl Anthony knows he'll get more than 3 points this week. So, number 1 ranked player in the world better show something tonight. He better show something. That's all I can say, because if he doesn't, we'll see what happens. Walter Ray Williams Jr. will get the opportunity to bowl first. Number 2 this week against number 7. All right. And here we go. Walter Ray Williams Jr. That's a 17 with a 6. That is going to be a Y result right off the bat. Oh, my gosh. A Y result for Williams at 44. Oh, my gosh. That's only 5 pins. How about that? The spares are AAA, though, so he needs that. So he gets a 5. Then a 1 and a 5. That's a spare. But no, that's not a clean spare. All right. Earl Anthony. 3 and a 2. It's a strike. Earl Anthony comes out, the lefty, with a strike. Second frame. 2 and a 4. Strike. It's smooth. He sits down now after 2 frames. And it looks like he's going to have a nice lead after the first frame. That's for sure. And now Walter Ray Williams Jr., second frame. 5 and 6. Only 9. Big time trouble for him. 12 and 5 is a pickup spare, but that's not what Williams needs. Let's see what he can do now. 7 with a 5. That's a strike. And needed it in the worst kind of way. Earl Anthony now comes to the third frame. 1 with a 6. That's a strike. The 1 saved him. The 1 saved him. Fourth frame. 19 with a 3. Earl Anthony. Ooh, that'll be 8. Not what he wanted to see there. But he does have a 17-pin lead. Anthony now. 11 with a 4. That'll be a spare. That'll be a spare. And let's see what Walter Ray Williams Jr. can do here on the fourth frame. Can he come off another strike with a new one? 1 and 2. Yes, boom. All night long. He can make up a lot of ground right here if he gets another strike. 12 with a 6. 7 pins. 66. So he's only down now 12 pins. Only down 12 pins through 3 frames. 5 and a 5. Spare. All right, what's Earl Anthony going to do here? Earl Anthony. 10 with a 6. 8. 10 pin lead now. It was 12. Now it's only 10. Now See if he gets a spare. Oh, 18 on a 2 on 8. It is a spare, though. Earl Anthony now is up. 18 and 3. Only 8 pins there. And now he has to try to get his spare. 1 and 2. That's a spare. Walter Ray Williams Jr. slowly getting back into it. 8 with a 3. That's a strike. Only 8 pins down now. And off a strike, he's in business. 11 and a 2. Strike. Walter Ray Williams Jr. here in the 7th. 7th frame now, Earl Anthony. 6 and 4. That's a strike. Now, see what he can do here in the 8th frame. Earl Anthony. 19 with a 2. That's only 8. Whoa. And a 16 with a 3 off of 8. I mean, 16 off of 6, rather. That's a spare. So, Walter Ray Williams Jr. now. Let's see if he can get a strike here. 8th frame. 19 and 6. Oh, it's a Y. It's a Y result. This could do him in. This could do him in. 61, 5. 25. But a spare here helps. 5 minus. He's triple spare. Triple A. 11 and 5. Oh, it's open frame. He only gets 4 pins. Wow. And after the open, now he's in some serious trouble. 9th frame for Walter Ray Williams. 5 and 5. Yes, that's a strike. But Earl Anthony now to the 9th frame. He can close him out if he can just perform. 10 and 1. Strike. Through 8 frames, it's a 4-pin lead again. But no, I'm sorry. It's not a 4-pin lead again. Hold on. 15-pin lead. 15-pin leads. And now, Earl Anthony, 10th frame. 10th frame. 1 and 5, strike. Another strike, it's over with. 18 and 5 is not a strike, though. 18 and 5 is 8 pins. 28. 26, 202. And see if he can end up on a spare. 8 and 6 on the 8. Yep, that's a spare. 20 more. That's 222. That'll get him to the finals, I'm pretty sure. Walter Ray Williams, 10th frame. 16 and 1, strike. But I think it's too little, too late for Walter Ray Williams. 16 and 1, strike. 189. The best he can do. 219, even with a strike here. And he gets a strike. 8 and 4, yeah. He did strike out. How about that? 219. But he does not make it. What's up, Sean? He does not make it to the next round. Earl Anthony does. And that will tell you now Who gets 0 points this week will be Chris Barnes. Chris Barnes gets 0. Jason Belmonte will only get 1 point this week. Parker Bone III gets 2 points this week. And Walter Ray Williams will only get 3. All right. So, Norm Duke, number 8. Norm Duke. We'll put a little 8 right there. And he's going against number 5, Mark Roth. First semifinal. Second semifinal will feature Pete Weber, number 6. A lot of upsets in the first round. So it's 5, 6, 7, and 8. How about that? Nobody that got picked in the top 4 made it. How about that? Earl Anthony will have a chance to really spread out the points lead. All right. A sip of water. All right, here we go. Norm Duke against Mark Roth. Semifinal match. We should be done with this probably by about 7:40, something like that. We'll see what happens. But if we're done by 7:30, I just want to wish everyone a great Monday afternoon, Monday evening. This is the point standings after 1. Anthony is still in it. Weber is still in it. Duke is still in it. Barnes is out. Roth is still in it. So whoever it is, Parker Bone is only going to have 2 points going into next week. Walter Ray Williams Jr. will only have 3. 3 plus that 1, it'd be 4. Belmonte has 2 with 1, that'll be 3. And Barnes has 4 plus nothing this week, so 4. So these guys have a chance to really spread the lead out. They really, really do. All right. Let's get these first round matches out the way there. So here we go. Norm Duke. Mark Roth. Let's see who can do something here. Norm Duke first. First frame. 17 with a 2. That's only 9 pins. 9. All right. 20 with a 1. That barely did do it, but it did. Mark Roth now. Marching up there to it. And 14 with a 2. I don't know why he was marching. That didn't help him. That's only 9 pins. 3 with a 6 is a spare. Roth now would love to go to the second frame with a strike. No, 20 with a 3 is only 7 pins. 7 pins. This is a big one. 17 and 2. He does pick it up, though. He does pick it up. Norm Duke now. Norm Duke. 14 with 2. It's only 9 pins. 2 pin difference. Duke now needs to get his spare. He does that. Now Norm Duke will try to get the first strike in the match. 14 with a 1 will do it. 20 and 1 all the way down for him will do it. Mark Roth, even with a 1, a 20 is no good. So if a 20 comes up, Roth does not like it. Third frame, Roth. 6 and 1, that's a strike. And it is a 2-pin lead through 2. Roth now. 7 and 3, strike. Sends it to Norm Duke here in the fourth frame. 11 with a 2, strike. Duke coming off a double now, 5th frame. 12 with a 5. Strike. All right. Mark Roth comes to the 5th frame now. 5th frame, Mark Roth. 3. That's a strike. Only a 2-pin lead for Duke. Roth now will try to get another strike. 10 with a 6 won't do it. That's only going to be 8. See if he can get a spare here. Mark Roth. And with a 2, that is a spare. Norm Duke now. Let's see what Norm Duke can do. 7. Strike. Let's see what he can do now. Strike. 5 in a row, Norm Duke. $14-pin lead through 5. And now Roth needs a strike in the worst kind of way. Mark Roth. Strike. All right. Let's see what Roth can do now. 8th frame. Ooh, 18 and 4. No, it's only 8 pins. Not good. Mark Roth. Strike. I mean, spare rather. Spare. Yeah. Norm Duke is up. 8th frame. 7 and 1. It's a strike. 6 in a row for him. And he is whipping him up. Number 9 now. 9th frame. 2 and a 5. Strike. 34-pin lead for Duke. Roth cannot just mark here. He needs a strike. 15 and 2. And I think that pretty much does him. 174 there. I think that pretty much does it for him unless there's an open somewhere. 18 and 5. That's a spare. Roth strikeout here, maybe. In the 10th. 5. Strike. Let's see what he can do here. Second roll of the 10th. 17 and 4 is only 8. And now he has to get a spare. And he gets it. 214 for Mark Roth. Norm Duke now pretty much has that if he gets a strike right here or even does anything here in the 10th frame here. 1 and 1 strike. $219. He's already won. All right, strike here. So he does here. Another strike. That's 249. He can get 279 here, folks. How about a 279 if he can get a strike here? Gets it. 279. Mark Roth to a 214. I mean Norm Duke rather. Norm Duke 279 to Mark Roth's 214. That was a butt whipping. That was a slaughter. Duke comes in as a number 8 this week. And then finally, Pete Weber and Earl Anthony. Our last semifinal match of the evening. Weber, if it's a 1 on this dice here, even on the first roll, 20, he's good. And 13 on this one, up to 5. Weber and Anthony this week, last week the final. Oh, okay. Yeah. You're right. Dwayne's saying go Earl. If Earl makes it through this round, he's going to have a big lead going into next week because he's assured of at least 7 points. So we'll see what happens here. Pete Weber, first round, 245. Earl Anthony's first round at 222. But not really the best. And I think I have a scoring mistake, scoring error. I think Chris Barnes will get a point this week. I think Belmonte was going to get nothing here. Let me double check. 18 to that. That's 81. It's only 101. $25. Yeah, looks like I made a mistake. A bad one. 45 with the open frame. That's 2165 there through 9, and then 28 added to that would have been 193. Yeah, 193. So 203. Made a mistake, and I apologize. So Belmonte now will get nothing for this week. Pete Weber, Earl Anthony, the final semifinal match. Who will face number 8 Norm Duke this week? And Norm Duke is the hottest bowler out here right now. He's got a 279 and a 248. He's got the 2 best rounds tonight, 2 best matches. Here we go. Pete Weber. Pete Weber starts with a 10 and a 5 strike. Strike for Weber. Earl Anthony. 1 and a 5, boom for the lefty. Smooth. Second frame, Earl Anthony. 11 and a 3, smooth again. Strike. Pete Weber. 4 and 1 is a strike. And they're looking good so far. Pete Weber now steps up. Oh, a 19 and a 5. That's only 7. 7 plus there. 7 plus. Let's see where he's going to go from there. 1 and 2 spare. Earl Anthony can take a big lead here if he makes this. See what he can do. Third frame. 3 and 3, yes. Strike Earl Anthony. Fourth frame. 13 with a 6 will only be 7 pins. 10 pin difference right now through 2 frames. And Earl Anthony now will try to get his spare. He gets it. All right, Pete Weber now. Pete Weber. He can use a strike here. And he heard me. Strike. 10 pin lead. And now off a strike, though. Let's see what happens. 1 with a 6. Strike. Not many good 6s, but a 1 right here doesn't hurt. Earl Anthony, 5th frame. 5 and 1. That's a strike all night long. 20 there, 97 through 4. Going to the 6th frame. Earl Anthony. 3 and 1. Strike again. Pete Weber now off a double. This would be big if he can make this. 16 and 4. He didn't. Only gets 8. 2 pin difference though. But Earl Anthony's coming off a strike, so it makes a difference. Uh-oh. Let's try to fix this. Okay. Got it. Ooh, 17 and a 6 off of a 8-pin. He gets it, though. He gets it. And that'll put him at 115 so far. Weber is not in good shape, though. Earl Anthony comes to the 7th frame. 11-3 strike. Strike. 12-pin lead. No, I'm sorry. That was Pete Weber's shot. He gets that. That was Pete Weber's. 20. That is 135. Okay, now it's Earl Anthony's shot. My bad. 19 with a 2. I'm sorry, guys. That's an 8. Now it's Earl's shot. For spare, makes it 20 there. 47. They still got a 12-pin lead. Now it's Earl's shot in the 8th. 5-2. Strike. 167. Pete Weber now coming off a strike. 14 with a 2. That's only 9, though. Oh, my gosh. He needs a spare. And he'll make that 2 with a, yep, spare, 20. 12-pin lead. Weber now. Let's see what Weber can do. Strike. 14-2. No, it's only a 9. I'm sorry, 9. 174. And gets the spare. Earl Anthony now, if he can strike out, it's over pretty much. That's a 17 with a 1. That's a strike. He needed a 1 in the worst kind of way and got it. 10th frame. 14 with a 5, and that will not work. 9. 29, 96. But he's still in great shape. He's got to get this mark. He did that. And be 216. And now he can get a 236 with a strike. It's a strike. 236. And I don't think Pete Weber can catch him. Nope. Pete Weber is going home. 2 with a 5. That's a strike. Nope, he can't catch him. Pete can't catch him. 10 with a 6. He really can't catch him now with that. That's 8 minus, so it's 8. And then that's a spare. 20. 214. All right, Mark Roth and Pete Weber both roll 214s. In their first round, in the first round, Roth bowled a 203. Weber rolled a 245. So Weber will get 5 points. And Roth will get 4. And now we're to the finals. Number 8 against number 7. How about that? It's not bad. So the way it's going, number 8 would win. We've had upsets all night. Upsets all night long. Norm Duke. Earl Anthony. Norm Duke. He's going for back-to-back titles. You're right. If he makes it tonight, he'll have 20 points going into next week at Denver. Denver, Colorado next week. All right. We're going here. Norm Duke will lead us off here in the championship match. Norm Duke, 20 on a lead roll with a 1 strikes. Then anything up to a 13, up to a 5 is good. 6, not too much. Earl Anthony, 20 to anything is good. To a 1, I mean. And then up to a 5, a 12. So Norm Duke's a 13. Earl Anthony's a 12. So small advantage, Norm Duke. Small advantage, Norm Duke. But Earl Anthony is a triple on his spares, where triple A, where Norm Duke's only a double A. Here we go, folks. Norm Duke, Earl Anthony. Norm Duke. Championship match. 14 with a 6 is 7 pins. Not a good start. 5 and 2. He gets it. He gets the spare. Earl Anthony now. 3 with a 5 strike. Earl Anthony once again. 2 with a 5 strike. Earl Anthony coming at the gate hot. Norm Duke now. 15 with a 6, only 7 pins. And Norm Duke is in some trouble here. He needs a good roll here. 20 with a 4. Open frame. Oh my gosh. Not good. Duke goes to the 3rd frame. 2 and 5, finally a strike. But he's working off an open frame. Not good. Earl Anthony now. 11 with a 5 strike. Comes out the gate with 3 strikes. Anthony now. See what he can do. 4th frame. 15 with a 2. Just too much. That's going to be a 9. But a 33 pin lead right now. If he doesn't blow it, he's going to win his 2nd championship in a row. But we're only 4th frame. And he's looking for a spare. He's looking to mark here. 10 with a 6. That's a spare. 79 through 3. Norm Duke now. He's got to get strikes. 9 with 3 strike. He can make up some ground here big time if he strikes here. 8 and 5 strike. What was a 33 pin lead now is only a 23 pin lead. And we go back to Earl Anthony. 5th frame. A 19 with a 4. 8 pins. He's lost some more ground. Earl Anthony has. 97. See if he can get his spare. 18 with a 6. He gets it. All right. Earl Anthony now. See what he can do. 19 and 1 strike. Oh my goodness. He needed a 1. He got it. 17. And now Norm Duke could make up a lot of ground with a triple here. 14 with a 6, and that is anything but a triple. That's a 7. 27. Only down 14 pins. Let's see if he can get a spare here. He's getting back into this match. 2 with a 6. Yeah, that is a spare. Yep, it is. 20, 103. 14 pin lead now. But Earl Anthony's working off a strike. 7th frame, Norm Duke. That's a 15 with a 3. 9 pins. And let's see if he can clean it up. He does. Well done by Norm Duke. Earl Anthony now. 7th frame. 14 and a 2. 9. Ooh. The only thing bad is a 20 and a 6. That's the only thing bad. 5 and a 4. Got it. 137. Now it is a, let's see. Yeah, that's right. 15 pin lead now. 15 pin lead. Earl Anthony now. 8th frame. Here we go. 17 and 1's a strike. That's a strike. 157. And now Norm Duke here in the 8th frame needs it. 12 and 2. Strike. 42. 15 pin lead. Norm Duke has to strike here. He almost has to strike here in the 9th. 10 and 2 strike. He gets it. Now, Earl Anthony can win this match if he strikes out pretty much. We'll see what he can do here in the 9th frame. 19 and 4. Oh, 8 pins. 8 pins. He's opened the door up for him. 8 pins. And he did get his spare, but a 177 there. Yep. Now he's going to the 10th frame. 10th frame. Earl Anthony. 14 on a 5, and that's a 9. Oh, my gosh. 19 to that'd be 196. All right. Got to get his spare. Oh, a 12 and a 6. I was hoping it wasn't a 20. It's not a 20. So he's got a 9 and he got the spare. So now a strike here could put him out of range. Let's see if it does, though. 13 and a 4. It's a strike. It's a strike. So 216 is what he bowled. So let's see what he needs here. Duke pretty much needs a strike here. Yeah, I don't think anything else other than a strike would help him right here in 10th frame. I think he needs it. 8 with a 6. 8 pins. 8 pins. 28. 170. See if he gets a spare here. That's a spare. 20. 190. 20 more to that. And he cannot win this match, folks. 210's the best he can do, and he doesn't do that. 9 with a 6. 8 pins. 18 to that is 208. And Earl Anthony. Earl Anthony wins again. He wins the 10 points this week. Norm Duke gets the 7. Let's see what it looks like. What it looked like earlier. Did Duke come out second place? No, he came out with 5 last week. Weber this week comes out with a 5. So Earl Anthony has an 8-point lead on everybody. 8-point lead on the works. How about that? That's crazy stuff. Yeah, shout out to Danny and Gray's Cards and Toys. Got that shirt for him. You can go to his website, and you can actually order these shirts. And I got me one about a year ago, something like that. So let's go to the comments, see what's happening in the world. Love my Phillies hat too. The King, Earl Anthony. This week, the last 2 weeks he's been, he didn't let anything slow him down this week. 20 points for him now. So Earl Anthony, 20. Norm Duke gets 7. With a 5, be 12. Duke with 12. Weber has 12. So he could get past next week. That's the thing. By 2 different bowlers, which is wild. Barnes, he only got 1 point this week. That's only 5. Roth gets 4 with his 3. That'd be 7. Belmonte he gets nothing. Walter Ray Williams Jr. See Pete Weber. Yeah, Pete Weber. But Mark Roth will get 4 added to his 3, so he'll have 7. Roth, 7 points. Walter Ray Williams Jr., 3 plus his 1, that'd be 4. Belmonte has no more. Parker Bone Jr. gets 2. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got Earl Anthony now. We got Norm Duke. We got Pete Weber. Barnes has he gets 1 point, so he's at 5. Roth is 4 and 3. He's at 7. We already got that. We already got Roth. So Barnes with 5. What's up, Glenn Bonesteel? I'm using some of the amateur bowlers, and I used a little bit of whiteout. Well, it's a Bowling America Congress set. Okay, Bowling America Congress, I guess. Yeah, and I tried to get them as even as I could, and even when you try to get them even, I mean, the bowler of the night had to be Norm Duke with a 279. 10 straight strikes after two spare frames. So how about that? Norm Duke, 9 and a spare, and strikes out. 279. But he saved his worst match for the last one. I mean, he had a 248, 279, and a 208. Earl Anthony tonight bowled a 222, which was just good enough to beat Walter Ray Williams Jr. Bowled a 236, easily beaten Pete Weber, and then Norm Duke, 216 to 208. He beats Norm Duke. Neither one really were on their A games, but it was a good game at the end, a good match. Norm Duke, had he struck out at the end, would have won this match, and he couldn't do it. He could not do it. He was in shapes to get a 220 and to 216. So if he would have got two strikes would have been 210. He would have just needed 7 pins. So 2 strikes and a 7 pins would have won the match for him, and he didn't get it. So yeah, Earl Anthony tonight. Earl Anthony gets 1, 2, in 3 matches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 20 strikes in 3 matches. I don't know if that's great or not. But Pete Weber, Pete Weber came out the gate in his first match. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikes to start out with, and on his way to a 245. So he really, really, really played well. All right, let's see. Let me finish getting these bowlers here. So Barnes, we figured, has 5 points. Walter Ray Williams Jr. has 4. Okay, so Williams Jr. with 4. Barnes with 5. Belmonte has 2 total, and Parker Bone has 2 total. So Belmonte and Bone a third. Both have 2 points. They can't do anything but work their way up. 8 more events, though. Who knows? Earl put the fear in him. Yeah, looks like it. If you guys are enjoying this, do let me know. If I'm boring you to death, I'll definitely put it away. We'll do something. I'll do something else. I just thought nobody else on their channel does it much. I mean, has actually a tournament like this. I know my man Harris Jessup plays it a lot, but he just doesn't have a chance to show it off a lot, and I don't get a chance to talk to Harris as much as I'd like to. Harris is a guy that he's working all the time now. So, yeah, if you guys get the chance to watch Harris's channel, definitely go over to watch his channel if you get that chance. How is everyone doing? Also, the Saudi Arabian tour, the LIV Saudi Arabian tour, starts this week from England. Dustin Johnson crossing over from the PGA Tour to play in it, and they're saying could be facing bans. Now, could be and positively. There's a risk. They're playing with really a fire here. I'm talking about the PGA Tour. Let's say this happened. Okay, let's say they banned all the golfers that go to play in this live tour, whether you oppose it or whether you don't. Let me get rid of that. We don't need that up there anymore. Let's say you oppose the live tour, though, that Saudi Arabian tour. Let's say a big name. Let's say Tiger Woods. They go out here and I don't know, for whatever reason. Let's say Tiger Woods was to get in a little more trouble, and Nike kind of backs away from him, and some other things kind of back away from him. And the live tour says, "Guess what, Tiger? Come on with us. $150 million. You're our poster child. You're our poster person. All you got to do is show up at some events, not even all of them. Show up at some events. We'll let you do commentary from your house." You know what I'm saying? Sit at your house, out on your deck, a beer in your hand, put your headset on, and do commentary for the Live Saudi Arabian Tour. Crazier stuff's happened. Then the PGA Tour would be forced to ban Tiger Woods. Then if he ever gets better, let's say 3-4 years down the road where he can hit a golf ball, suppose he starts playing in the Live Tour. You're playing with a lot of fire there when you start trying to ban people from places. Because when you do it, there's no looking back. You can't say, well, this one, you can come play, and this one, no, you can't. It's across the board. Otherwise, you're going to have multi-million-dollar lawsuits on you, and that's not what anybody needs. Phillies, 3-game sweep of the Angels. Angels have lost 11 in a row, and they're talking about Joe Madden's job now. It looks like 2 weeks ago, this team was sitting in second place, only a game back, and now, 2.5 weeks they were sitting a game back of the Astros, and now 11 straight losses. The pitching is not doing it for them, and their offense is not getting a lot of runs. 4 runs over 3 games against the Phillies pitching staff does not show a lot. We'll see what happens. Well, they could do a 1-year ban or something yeah, Glenn, that's the thing that they can do that, but see, the thing is, they're coming out and they're saying, see, they don't want any competition. Clear and simple. They don't want any competition. The PGA Tour, every week on the Golf Channel, gets to have Terry Gannon or whoever they want to have on it call in the golf. We'll throw it over to women's golf in a little while, and then we'll throw it over to the seniors. And then early in the morning, we get the European Tour. So they got golf pretty much around the clock on weekends anyway, and even from Thursday on. The Live Tour, they're going to play Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're done Saturday. You're off Sunday, okay? Dustin Johnson signed a $100 million deal to go over to play. He's with them now. So, do they get Ricky Fowler? Ricky Fowler, I didn't hear whether he made the U.S. Open today or not. He was in qualifying round today. If Ricky Fowler didn't make a U.S. Open, there's a good chance he goes over and plays that Saudi tour this week. They still got, 6 or 7 more spots. They would love nothing more than to have Ricky Fowler, and all his sponsors look like they're good with it. Puma has not said anything one way or the other yet, but we'll see. We'll see. A lot of sponsors are backing out, but the thing is, most sponsors pay you anywhere from $3 million to $20 million in a year. The average golfer, maybe most of them probably $3 million to $10 million. And Dustin Johnson, Titleist, he'll still be hitting those type balls. You can say what you want to, whether they're paying him or not. But if they keep paying him, how many weeks is this tour? This week, the tour is 7 weeks, I think. This year, 7. It's only going to be 7, and the final week was a $50 or $100 million payout, and they're going to be playing in team format as well as singles. I don't understand it all the way. They're still trying to work TV deals out. Access TV was trying to pull them in, or they were trying to pull Access TV in. We don't know exactly what's going to happen yet. They're hoping by tomorrow that they've got a clear-cut answer. Europe, Asia, they've got free TV. It's what they call it, free TV, and they're going to be on that. But no major networks giving this up. They're going to take a chance on it. ABC, CBS, NBC, or Fox. None of them are going to go for it. ESPN can't go for it. FS1 can't go for it. See, that their hands are tied. FS1 has the PGA Championship, something like that. Anyway, in cahoots with Fox. Golf Channel's not going to touch this with a 10-foot pole. But would a channel like some of these channels that like to cover the basketball tournament? What's a couple of those channels? That cover the NCAA tournament. That's where they may end up going. It'll be wild if they end up on something like the A&E channel, PBS. Wilder stuff has happened, folks. Wilder stuff has happened. They've got to start somewhere, and they got to get in people's homes. And nobody's going to listen to radio and watch, and if they don't have video coverage of it, obviously they're not going to get on the news. Um, the only way they can make it on the news is if they have some kind of stunt. Somebody does some crazy stuff. Then they'll say, well, the Saudi Arabian Live Tour over in England is not starting off the way they want it to because, and they're going to be talking about it that way. Interesting. Wonder if they ran it after the PGA is done for the year. That one. Wonder if they ran it. Well, the thing is, the PGA Tour runs in a cycle now. The only time PGA Tour really, really is off is November, December. That's pretty much. They do some, they do some like match play stuff and stuff like that. No guys have come out against it, but I really don't know much about it. Well, what it is, this let me make it as clear to you as I know. That would be enough for the 7 weeks. Yeah, it would be. It would be, especially if they played it right. If they started like the last week of October or 2 weeks into October, and then play through Thanksgiving and then end it right before Christmas. What's wrong? They're going to go to 14 events. Now, this is what I'm hearing. Saudi Arabia is, their entrapment and slavery type deals and stuff like that. It's what PGA of America and the PGA is coming out is the reason for this. Okay, go to the PGA Tour schedule. They go over to Qatar. They go over to some of these countries that have the same rules and the same legislature. So it's a hypocritical thing when you're saying we shouldn't mess with the Saudis. And this is pretty much what they did. Greg Norman, Phil Mickelson are in bed with the Saudis here on this money racket. It's pretty much the way it is. That's what it is. But they're gonna play somebody. They're gonna come to Oregon next week or in the next couple of weeks. They're going to Oregon. They got some other places to go all throughout the U.S. If the U.S. trust me, if the PGA Tour is playing in New York, they're not going to New York. If the PGA Tour is playing in Florida, they're going to probably stay out west. They've got their I's dotted and their T's crossed. Pretty much sure of that. But now, how do they handle the situation? Well, it doesn't hurt that you only have a 3-round system. Okay, no cuts. So if you end up playing, let's say you get an 80, you got a little bit of a fever, and you're just not playing well, and you end up shooting 8 over par. There's nothing to keep you from shooting a 65 or 65, finishing up at 8 under, something like that. It could happen. Oh, so the tour isn't just in Saudi; they will play all. Oh yeah, now Saudi just runs it. Yeah, they're starting the first events in Europe, in England. It's in England, just before the Open Championship. Oh, so the tour isn't just in Saudi. They will play, yeah, and that's it. But that would be enough for the 7 week. Yep, and that's right, exactly right. They can do that in the fall if they wanted to do it. All they're saying is we're offering a second option. Let's say you've been injured in the PGA Tour, right? Let's say you are DeChambeau. You're coming off his wrist injury. He almost had to back out the other week. What if you get to play 3 rounds, and they go to California, they go to Florida and get to play instead of going to Wisconsin or something? Okay, would you like to play down here this week? 3 rounds, no cut. Everybody gets a paycheck. So, there's advantages to it. A lot more money. And then if you play in all 7 events, the 7th event, there's that team format. And I'm not sure exactly where the 7th event is. It may be in Saudi Arabia. But they are they're going to have the ones that's got the most points or whatever. I don't know exactly how they work it. But if you end up playing in all first six events and do well or do decent, you're going to be in there for some points some kind of way. And the team challenge, I think, is worth either 10 million per person or 12 and a half per person. And the championship's worth like 50 million. So where if you win the FedEx Cup, it's 12 million. So let's be for real about the situation, folks. Okay. Look who we deal oil with. Look who we dealing with oil with. Does the PGA play in China at all, or have any Chinese that play on the tour? I think they play in Asia, just not sure where. Yeah, I think they play in Asia somewhere as well. Yes, right. So that's the thing. You know, some of these countries don't have. You don't nitpick and say, well, we don't like the way. They don't go to Russia, obviously, but don't nitpick and say, well, I don't like the way this country does stuff. Now, I don't like the way this country does stuff. If you're going to pull your whole tour in there and let them play for a week, don't be that way. Brandel Chambly he works for the Golf Channel. Okay, Golf Channel is the same as the NFL Network. You will not hear anybody on the NFL Network speak bad of, number one, the NFL or the commissioner. It won't happen. Same situation with the Golf Channel. They run it. You're not going to hear them say anything about Jay Monahan, the commissioner of the PGA Tour, or the PGA Tour itself. You're not going to hear them give derogatory comments that way. They're throwing the dirt, throwing the mud at the LIV Tour. So so that's what I'm saying. Should they be doing this? Probably not the way they're doing it. But before you start slinging mud somebody's way, watch what's going on in your backyard before you start throwing mud. And that's the thing about it, okay? Yeah, they're in bed with the Saudis. The Saudis got a lot of oil money, no doubt. And they want more. So what they want to do, they want to get a nice, sweet TV deal out of this. I guess they don't care about taking money from corrupt countries as long as no one knows they are doing it. They don't even care if anybody knows about it. And let me ask everybody in here, okay? All right? We're not professional golfers. Okay? We're not professional golfers. So I'm not even going to throw the same figure out there that Dustin Johnson's getting. He's getting 100 million. But let's go on the same frame. Let's say 15 million. 10 to 15 million. Let's say somewhere between, you were guaranteed between 10 and 15 million. Okay? Rob, who is your biggest overachiever, biggest underachiever, and best overall? AL underachiever has been Boston. NL underachiever has been the Phillies. Overachiever had been probably the Orioles. They're playing really well. And how about the Pirates? They're playing pretty good in the National League. But let's say you guys were offered $10 to $15 million. Okay? Look at all the companies and corporations in the United States that are out of Belgium, Germany, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Australia, Hong Kong, China, Japan, that people working in their houses or either working in and going to the site to work for these companies. But if you were offered $10 to $15 million to sign on the dotted line, you're going to show up for us. You're going to play your best golf that you possibly can. We can't at any time pop some kind of make you carry Saudi flags or anything like that. We'll let you go in the garb that you're used to wearing. Okay. We ask that you don't try to represent any country with any more pride than the other. We're going to call it, the golf tour, pretty much a golf tour. And we're going to take politics as much out of it as possible. It's hard to do, but they're going to try to take it out as much as possible. If you're offered $10 to $15 million, how do you turn it down? How do you turn that down? Well, yeah, let's just say you're an amateur golfer. They go to you and say, look, you know what? We need more people in our field. We'll give you $12 million. You come, and we want you to show up for every event. Plus, you'll get paid each individual event if you perform. Even if you show up for all 7 of them and play like crap, you still get the $12 million. But you could win a lot more money on a team format and all this other stuff if you just go out and perform well. It's still a performance-based sport, folks. See, this is one sport that's performance-based over any. There's no picking, no selection, no NCAA, somebody sitting behind a desk picking, that's a number 1 seed, that's a number 3 seed. No. If your name is Tiger Woods and you go out here and play the U.S. Open and you shoot a 5 over and it cuts at 4 over, they don't care what your name is. You don't get to make it. I would do it, but then I would only be out there for the comic relief. Yeah, but I'm just saying, Aaron Donald, Rams agreed to a reworked contract, highest paid non-quarterback in history. Oh, okay. But it's probably going to hurt them now trying to re-sign some other veterans if they still need to. I'm going to try to get out of here about 8:15, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's been almost a 2-hour video. Earl Anthony, 20 points through 2 events. Pretty sweet. And pretty good deal there. No doubt about it. I think that the Oilers are done. That's me. I think the Avs win tonight. I still like New York Rangers. I think the Rangers can come back and win Game 4. I really do. Even in Tampa, they outplayed them for 2 periods. They got outplayed soundly in the third, but they outplayed them for 2 periods. We'll see what happens. If Tampa gets rolling, they could be in trouble. New York could be. And then I think most people would love to see the Rangers and Avalanche, but the three-peat, Matt Sharver, I know you're out there, my friend. He would love to see the Lightning and Avalanche. So it could happen. But I just don't like the Oilers' chances. They didn't have enough defense starting the season, but we'll see what happens. Phillies, I think right now you keep Rob Thompson in as interim manager. If at the All-Star break you want to change, yeah, do it. But right now, don't do it. If they win 10 straight, sign him to a 3-year deal. Go ahead and do it. I don't have a problem with that at all. I'm sure he got a bump in pay as soon as he moved up to being interim manager. But Phillies in 3 games over the weekend against the Angels give up 4 runs and sweep the Angels. Angels now lose 11 in a row. So Joe Madden's job could be very much in doubt. Believe it or not, a lot of people were saying he could be manager of the year 3 weeks ago. Now he could be losing his job. All you got to do is wait for a day off and watch out. It could happen. Celtics, what is it, 2-1 now? What happened? Let's see. What happened last night? Did the Warriors win last night? Is it 2-2? Maybe it is 2-2. Let's see. NBA Finals. NBA Finals. So it's tied at 1-1. Okay. Warriors came. That's right. The Warriors came back and they won last night by. Yeah. I like the Celtics. I like the Celtics in this series. Um, if you got to count on the long ball, most of the time it's not real good. We know the Celtics have a defense. If they, I like the Celtics. Don't no doubt. I like the best player in the world right now. To me, um, is not LeBron James. I think the best player in the world right now is Steph Curry. Probably. Um, that's me. Um, he can control the ball. He can dribble with it. He can go off the dribble. He can shoot. Um, the wild card in this whole situation is Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson's put a 70 on somebody before. Think about that. You're not even the best player on your team, and you've put 70 points on somebody one time. That's really really playing ball. Obviously, he's not that healthy right now. We know that. Um, but I like the Celtics in this series. Probably go 7. It probably will go 7. Um, and if it does, that means they got to win in Golden State. But they've already proven they can do that. But it could go 6. It may just go 6. We'll see. I think the next 2 games are, vital for the Warriors to win at least one of them, maybe both of them. And if the Celtics leave Boston up 3-1, I don't think they lose. I really don't think they lose. And they're really good at home. They really are good at home. But the Warriors have been good at home, and Boston came in there and beat them in the first round. Beat them in game 1 by 12 or something. So we know these both teams are quote unquote capable of winning either place. But if the jump shot's not working, um, and that's the thing. When you go to Boston, you never know if they use that wrench and ratchet just one extra time, and that instead of that rim going boom, boom, it goes boom. It bounces off with everything it touches the rim. I don't know. I'm not going to say I don't know what the league does about that, but I do notice that sometimes the ball, sometimes it's a clinker type rim, and then sometimes it looks like the rim is up there, in concrete. And if it's that way, that's not for Golden State. It's in Boston's best interest to keep the score low and play a lot of good defense. That's not Curry's forte, and that's definitely not. And Klay Thompson's not the greatest defender either. He just has some size on his side, but he's not the best defender, and he's not getting around the greatest. I went over 2 hours. I apologize, folks. Don't forget to always check out the Jabroni Network. Uh, we may be phasing in a second or third person here before it's over with, and having more channels become attached with the Jabroni Network, which would be awesome. I think a lot of people are enjoying what we're doing here. Do let me know. Leave something under the after the video. Just leave a comment. Let me know whether you're liking this or whether you're not liking it. And then, like I say, a lot of times after it's over 30 minutes, kind of wrapping up, seeing what sports we got going on. I know you folks are dying, chomping at the bit, as they say, to head to wrestling. So you guys go head over to wrestling for the evening. God bless. Be good to one another. Don't forget, the longest day of the year is still 2 weeks away. So, it's still light of day out here at 8:19. So I may go sit on the porch for a little bit. I don't know. You all have a great night. God bless. We'll talk to you again soon. I do thank you for joining the channel. Prayers out to ID Jester. I have not heard how his surgery went. I was gone all weekend. We were out of town, me and the wife. But if you guys have an update on him, that would be great if you let me know. You can email me. If you know my email, you can text me. Okay? That's more than fine. Great night. God bless. I will catch the live tour if it's on TV. And if it is, I will maybe try to cover it first night Thursday afternoon or something. I may try to cover a little bit of it and let you guys know where you can watch it. And then I'm watching it live or whatever during the day. Okay. You all have a great one. God bless and be good. Bye-bye.